Hello tacticians, it's Nox here, and well, the rules have changed about when we can bring you information about the new characters, and as such, today I'm going to be going over the newest character to the Genestealer cult faction, Hollan, the Biophagus, and he will be coming in the next Battle Pass season. But before I go into all of his information, I just want to say my usual thank yous, and today they go to what's his name? Zero, Optimus Prime M9, Sloan, Sandvich, Edward Cho and player 8438. All of you have used my friend code and it is very much appreciated as it really does help me out. So thank you once again. And now let's have a look at Hollan. So as I've previously mentioned, he is part of the Genestealer cults faction, and like the Magus, he has the ambush, which means the first time that he's defeated, he will leave behind a decoy, and at the beginning of their next turn, if there's still a friendly decoy anywhere on the battlefield, he will be resurrected with full health, and can then immediately take his turn. And we have our first Xenos healer, and as it goes, he's quite a good one. So let's get stuck in to his skills. So as always, I have the normal breakpoints which people are interested in, and let's have a look at his skills. Well, the first one is a summon where he will bring in the Aberrant Hypermorph in an adjacent hex. The Hypermorph can then immediately attack but cannot move this turn. So if you want that Hypermorph to attack, and he's quite a beefy fellow, you're going to want to make sure that the Magus is close enough to summon him in a hex, which means that Hypermorph can then attack someone else. And as his passive, he has Twisted Science. Units healed by Hollan, other than himself, are affected by Twisted Science until they are defeated. Hollan can heal other unaffected units, even if they are at full health. Affected units immediately gain health, and their maximum health increases by that same amount. So this means we can overheal our own characters now. Then, as an added bonus, if they are a Genestealer cult unit, they will also deal extra damage whilst affected. So this is a free buff to your Genestealer cult characters at the beginning of the game. But bear in mind, you can't affect someone with Twisted Science more than once. As the first Xenos healer, I would recommend anyone to make sure that you unlock this character and level him up. The reason being, he is the only Xenos healer. Now, yes, we've got Xenos mechanics, but this guy can actually heal your normal troops. And as healers go, he's quite survivable, because even if he does die, the Doctor will return the next turn, as long as there's some friendly decoys on the battlefield. So let's have a little look at him in action. Let's start off with my usual test. Can he withstand a shot from Calandis? And probably unsurprisingly, no, he can't. He is a healer, he's not a tanky person, so don't walk into those Overwatch shots. But if we just skip a turn, he will return. And that neophyte, which appeared to decide to get into the Overwatch shot instead. But as you can see, just because you lose him once doesn't mean that the good Doctor won't be back. However, running him into sniper range is probably not what you're going to be doing with the Doctor. What you are going to be doing is on your first turn, you're going to be healing someone. And why is this? Well, let's have a look at the Patermine, who is currently having the Legendary. So if you manage to unlock him, this is a silver version, so it's at the rare rarity for the Taunt Arena and Guild Wars. And you can see that he's got 1,209 health and he has 169 damage for those 5 hits. We can then heal with the Doctor. And now you can see that both items have been buffed, and the Twisted Science tells you by how much. This gives a lovely buff to a combat demon like the Patermine, and of course a little bit of extra health to get him there and let him stay there as well. The other reason why you might bring in Hollan is for the Aberrant Hypermorph. So let's have a look to see what that actually looks like. So you summon him next to something and he'll whack him over the head. Now, yes, I've just made him whack Malladus over the head, who's got Terminator armor and did no damage. So let's have a look, say, against Calandis, who it may be able to do some damage against. So the roles have somehow been reversed, and Hollan is standing next to Calandis and is able to bring in his Aberrant. Let's see what happens here. The Aberrant is a very tanky character, takes the hit, and only does maybe half damage to Calandis. So don't expect this Aberrant Hypermorph to do a lot of damage, but he might cause a few issues. But the great thing is about this Hypermorph is if or when he dies, he will also leave behind the decoy, which means he'll come back at least for one more go. So with the decoys now being left by the Hypermorph and of course by Zybeer, anyone that's killed by the Patermine, there is certainly an element of this faction being the swarming faction, so I can only hope that the last two characters will only add to this. And I reckon if they do, they're going to be a very fun team to use in both the Guild War and faction tournament arena. So what are my overall thoughts of Hollan? Well, he is a character in a faction, and I mean the Xenos faction here as a whole, that sorely needs a healer. So for that purpose alone, whether you're a new player or an existing veteran, get this guy and level him up. He will be a great asset to your Xenos teams. The other reason that I would say level him up is for this toxic attacks. The number of characters with this toxic trait is starting to grow. Again, if you like wearing a tinfoil hat, it might be worthwhile just having a team of 5 ready, just in case Snowprint decide to put them as a requirement in a legendary event. If you like these videos, then it would be much appreciated if you at least think about using my friend code, as it really does help me out. Or if you or your guilds are looking for a new home, please reach out to any of the guilds shown, as we'll always welcome new people into our midst. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the battlefield.